Today we're talking about heat, and I give 3 different definitions of heat. Does anybody here have any idea what heat is? Let's have someone who we wouldn't assume know what you think heat is. So one of our newer people, what do you think heat is? Now we're talking about the wrestling space. We're talking about professional wrestling. What is heat? It's not a bad suggestion for a person who. Are you a fan of wrestling? Do you watch? You don't know much. Okay, so you're on to something. There is a theme to heat. It, okay, say it a little louder. Doing something devious enough for people to hate you more. That is heat. That is absolutely heat. That is wrestling heat. Write wrestling heat down. And in parentheses next to that, put real heat. Because real heat is giving the audience a legitimate reason to not like you. Does anybody here have any idea what go away heat is? Go ahead.
Where they don't want you to come back. You're not drawing the boo, you suck. It's the we don't want you here kind of heat.
In layman's terms, yes. Go away heat is the type of heat where when you see that person's face, you change the channel. I don't want to watch him. I don't like him. That's called go away heat because it's not real heat. What it is, by definition, it is lack of interest. I care so little that I don't even want to watch. Is anybody bored yet? It's okay if you're bored. Some of you have heard this a million times. Some of you are hearing this for the first time. Has anybody here retained new information? Hey, okay. Now, locker room heat. What do you think that is? Let me hear it. Tension between wrestlers. You nailed it. Locker room heat is when you have someone so irritating or so annoying or frustrating that you don't want them in your locker room, to the point where something has to be done about it. Now, if you have a disagreement with someone in the locker room and you don't get along, guess what? You can sit on either ends. But if you can't even be in the same room with somebody because you are just disgusted by their fucking sight, that's locker room heat. So when someone says, hey, brother, do we have heat? What do you think the answer usually is? If you feel the need to ask, we might have a problem here. And if it's bad enough between the two of you, if like me and Dale had a good conversation earlier today because I could tell he was frustrated about something. So we sit down and we discuss it, we hash it out, we get to the root of the problem, and then we come up with a solution. Not that Dale and I have heat. I can give you a great example of real fucking heat, and it's the heat outside. You wonder why it's called heat. What happens when you get hot? You get fucking mad. You get tired, you get hungry, you get frustrated with life in general, and then you don't think clearly. That's why you hear a wrestler, when somebody comes in a room and they're storming, throwing shit, they're having a fit, they say, whoa, 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 where's the fire? Where's the heat, brother? Shit like that. The idea, there are far too many of us for you to try to shake all of our hands right now. Okay, Joshua, raise your hand. Mason, raise your hand. Lindsay, raise your hand. Michaela, raise your hand. New faces. Just saying. No need to. So There's an old rule in wrestling. Hey, when you get here, shake everybody's hand. Guess what? You're going to see each other 3 times a week. You don't have to shake my hand or hug me every single time. That rule, I mean, respectfully, if you want to, do it. I'll hug every one of you. I love you. Respectfully, you go to new locker rooms. Slade went to a new show in Arkansas this weekend. What do you think he did when he got there was? He walked in the door, he found a place to set his bag, and then he shook hands with everyone there. Because if you don't know who the fuck that is, it's because they didn't introduce themselves. And if they weren't smart enough to know that introducing themselves was the first thing you do when you get there, my assumption is that they don't belong back here because they don't know. And then that's when I get heat with them and I tell them to leave. You'll hear this from a veteran. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Slade Temple. How are you?
How am I supposed to know that? You didn't shake my hand. And then he'll try to shake my hand, and then I say, fuck off. That's been going on for 100 years. But you guys know better. Now, when it's a Tuesday, hey, baby, it's a hug. It's love. We're all very friendly. Sometimes too friendly. We're at the fucking bowling alley on Tuesday, and there's just like a little cuddle puddle going on, and I'm like, stop it. Knock it off. You're going to scare the kids. We do things together as a family. We do things together as friends. Tuesday we went bowling. Thursday we went to the VFW in Guthrie. We had drinks after class. You guys will go out as groups and pass out flyers as friends and have fun and bond and do things to get to know each other on a deeper personal level. That's part of the business because you guys are going to do 2 things. You're going to make friends. If you don't, you're going to not have a good time here. Is that yours?
I know what they look like, but no.
I was like, did you get a new one? Get it out of here. You might be asking yourself, why is he telling me this? Is anybody asking themselves that? It's good information. It's something you need to know. I will get you caught up, Frank, but you know all this shit. Real heat, wrestling heat, go away heat, and locker room heat. That's the subject of today, heat. Now, if you have heat with someone in the locker room, the best thing to do is get in front of it. If you have a problem with someone, if there's somebody pissing you off and you don't want to fucking see their face, first thing you got to do is face them. That's not going to happen much in our locker room, guys. We're all very friendly. We get along. We're friends. And guess what? We have what I call a roster. So when we do bring people in, it's rare. It's to spice things up and change things around so that you guys have new opponents. But frequently, you will work together. Now, you had asked me earlier today, guys can't wrestle girls in Oklahoma, right? On a licensed event, yes. On a Tuesday night during training, you can headbutt all of these people. Get it, girl. Get it. Lay it in. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have to do everything the guys do. It's been a little bit since we've had ladies in here. And it's not because the ladies don't want to be here. It's because, like I said previously when we were discussing this, marriages, pregnancies, menopause, things happen, and then you can't physically do it for a little while, and you have to take a break. We have a lady on our roster currently who's active duty. She leaves the country and fights a fucking war. She ain't coming to the indie wrestling show. It is what it is. Other stuff comes up for the males too. Sometimes we need breaks. Either one of you guys military? No? Okay. You sounded like you were. Tin Hut. We have tons of retired military. We have some active duty. We have a U.S. Army vet in Mexico right now doing lucha shit. He'll be back next week. I believe he's still there. I don't know, but frequently goes to Mexico to do lucha shows and comes back, and he's just like y'all, one of the family. We love him. His name's Andrew. You'll meet him. But we also have other people. like Raiden, who do shows in Arkansas. We have guys going to Kansas frequently. We have people going to Texas frequently. Colton's in fucking Houston and San Antonio all the time. I'm out in Wichita, Salina, Topeka all the time. I've had enough of Texas. I don't want any part of it. Morrison, bro, what the fuck? Why aren't you coming with us? And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to go. The only time I want to see a palm tree, I better not be taking bumps. I like Wichita. It's a short drive, and it's where all my friends are. So, other than y'all, um, but you go into a new locker room, you might see someone you don't get along with. That doesn't mean you guys have heat. That means you don't agree on everything. That means you're not going to have the same opinions. You're not going to have the same expressions. You might say something every single day, and he hears it one time and doesn't like it. You're gonna Ray, everybody. This is Ray.
What's up, Ray?
We're talking about heat today. You're going to walk into locker rooms. You're going to bump into people that have different opinions than you. They're going to think higher or lesser of you because of an opinion. And is that fair? No. You're here to fucking wrestle. If you have a job to do, you find the person you're supposed to work with, you find the promoter, and you give them your best. You do the best you can with what you're given because you're not in charge of creative, meaning the outcome is not up to you, it's up to the booker. You guys are all going to learn quickly that there's someone in this business you don't fucking like. There's people that I don't like everywhere, and I'll tell you guys outright, I hate that motherfucker. I don't want no part of this motherfucker. We go there, I'm not talking to that motherfucker. But there's 30 people that I love, and I'll put up with them if that guy's here. It's okay. You don't have to be best friends with everybody, but when the promoter comes up to you and says, hey, you're working him next month, and you go, the fuck I am, then you got heat with the promoter. You got to be willing to do business because this is a business. Raise your hand if you're a heel, bad guy. It's our job to make sure that the front row, the second row, and the people all the way in the back absolutely love the baby face. We have to give them an excuse to give him sympathy. We have to give them an excuse to give him their affection, their praise, their applause. It's our job. He's the wrestler. He's the one that comes in and does the flippy bullshit, the high flying, the flashy. It's our job to come in and stop it and put him on his ass and talk a lot of shit. If you're a bad guy and you're doing athletic shit, you're what I call a modern day heel. Modern day heels don't get heat because they still do the Phoenix splashes and the moonsaults and the top rope superplexes. They do all that shit, which is what garners a good reaction from the crowd because they're entertained. The heel gets heat. The baby face gets over. What is getting over? Gaining popularity. What is going over? Winning. You can get over without going over. You do not have to win every fucking match for people to like you. If you want to get sympathy, you have to take an ass whipping. It's a fact. If you want people to care about you, you have to give them a reason to say, get up! But if you're constantly kicking the fuck out of this bad guy, that's never going to happen. They're going to say, he's got it.